Okay, so today we're going to do a simple starter, and it's asparagus in a camembert and cream sauce. So I've got my asparagus here that I'm just going to prepare. I like to use the tips rather than the bottom, which can be a little bit woody. So if I just cut those off, and I'm going to pop those into some boiling water. And while I do that, I'll prepare the sauce. And what I have here is some double cream, which I'll pour into the pan. And I also have some nice French camembert. You can use brie, and also I have also thought that you probably could use another type of cheese. However, I think Stilton would be too much. Stilton is a very strong cheese, and I think that you would be advised to steer clear of Stilton with asparagus, because asparagus is a very mild vegetable actually. Right, so I'm going to break this into small pieces, this camembert into the cream. I've got the cream over the heat now, and that's going to start heating up in a moment. And while that's the sauce is preparing, the asparagus will be quite happily boiling away on the back ring there. This is a great starter to do if you've got a dinner party. It takes very little time to prepare, and it's ever so tasty once you've actually done it. It's a really tasty dish. So I'm just going to keep stirring this so that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan or gets burnt. And what you need to do is, when you're stirring it, you'll see that the cheese is actually in quite solid lumps at the moment, and as it gets hotter, the cheese will melt away from the rind, and you will be left with some rind. What you don't want to do is actually take the rind out, because it's quite a good texture when you're eating the asparagus. However, if you really do have an aversion to rind, then you could strain the sauce once it's done. And what you'll also notice when you're actually doing the sauce is, as you are cooking it and stirring it, it will get thicker and thicker, because obviously the cheese is melting down into a liquid with the cream. And when they mix together, they actually become more like a sauce rather than a liquid. So that's boiling nicely now, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit so I don't spoil it. The asparagus needs around about 3 to 4 minutes, and to be honest with you, by the time you've done the sauce, the asparagus should be ready. Okay, that sauce is very nice now, so I'm going to turn that off. You can choose to test your asparagus if you want to. If you have a small knife, you can put a knife into the thickest part to check that it's done. I don't actually bother myself. I usually just judge things, and I find that I tend to judge fairly well. Right, so I'll get a plate now to put my starter onto. So we'll pop that there, and we will just fetch the asparagus out of the boiling water. Put it onto the plate. There we are. And now we're just going to pour our sauce over the top. So you can see it is a sauce consistency. And there it is. Asparagus with camembert and cream sauce. A very simple starter.